Hello, welcome to my world. I'm Natalie.
Natalie is the head of a group of interior designers. Let us follow her day as she curates personalized spaces.
Hello, Pepper. Morning. Hi, everyone.
This is Pepper, her pet dog, who loves to accompany her at work.
So how today?
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yes. We talk about Rio first.
So later at 2 o'clock we sit down and talk about it lah.
She has an upcoming meeting with her client and is checking in to make sure that everything is prepared.
So anyway, right, do you think that this fan, right, we should change it to a different colour, just to match the bed? What do you think?
Because I think if it's too black, it will be very heavy because it will stand out a lot. Because the point of the whole concept was we wanted to just kind of blend everything, but yet let the rawness or the architecture come up.
So we're designing for our clients. Every client is different. So when we do designs like 3-dimensional renderings and everything, before that we have to do space planning, and to do that effectively we have to understand our clients' lifestyle and their personality and their needs. Like how do you live, how do you entertain, how many people are in the space, you know, what is your preferred lifestyle, are you very sporty, are you musical, do you have hobbies, things like that. Can I look at 束缚 ah?
Choose my materials, right? So I was thinking of proposing this material.
Can you make the image a bit bigger first? Can we see? This is actually quite trendy, but it's a bit too heavy body. So either this one, right, or this one. This one is 3-room HDB total renovation for a couple that's interestingly not in Singapore. So we're doing it remotely. They are currently in South Africa right now. So everything has to be done via Zoom and WhatsApp conversations. And then we go down to the selection of appliances and everything for them as well, because they can't do it here. So we also offer this remote shopping service. Yep. So when I was looking for office space for us, right, I was actually looking at the traditional shop house, and we stumbled upon this space, and that's where I fell in love with it because there's a lot of natural light in the space. And I think that's one of the fundamental philosophies of our studio. The most attractive and valuable thing that we can give our clients is a sense of spaciousness. When we came to designing this office, we actually capitalized on the fact that we had large windows and big glass doors and visual accessibility to our neighbors, you know what I mean? Like you feel part of a community here, you feel part of the street, you feel part of the surroundings without actually being intruded upon as well, because we're still in our own space, but our space is connected visually. The wall behind us is actually a magnetic board, writing board actually. And when we first moved in, it was actually a new material that was on the market. It's actually a laminate, but it was one of the first, or the first laminate that functioned as a writing board and also a magnetic board. And that's what we like to do. We like to explore new technologies and new materials for our clients. And the word home just came to mind because we're doing a lot of residential at this time. And even when we do corporate or anything, it is a home away from home. I always share with our team that we are actually homemakers in the very real sense that we're crafting homes for people. So that's why the word home is there, and the office is designed in such a way that it doesn't feel like you're in an office, and that's the kind of culture that we want to have in this company as well, that we really are like a second family, and we really do try to foster, you know, sustainable relationships where we truly work as a team and we help one another for the whole project. So if anybody is struggling, we are struggling together, we're not having to struggle alone, and when we look at a problem, we have many angles to resolve it.
Apart from having knowledge in sustainable practices, interior designers have to identify trends while creating functional spaces. The team is now bringing their client to a lighting shop to view some fixtures for his new home.
Welcome. So how can I help you today?
Yeah, so looking for a bunch of downlights and then some specific task lighting.
the atmosphere just now where Natalie is trying to derive over for your living area of a warming mood.
Over here is a very long space, and you've got the width from your kitchen to the dining. And then here we're going to have the mirror, remember, so it will be reflected into it as well. It will be a very statement piece. If you are good to go with this, right, then can you just help me initial, and then we'll get the code for you for the next meeting?
Yes.
Yeah, just somewhere, anywhere will be fine.
From time to time, the team will have to go for site inspections to ensure things proceed as planned.
So just a recap, center over here, we'll have 6 of the gypsum volley, should be inside here. So there will be a total of 8 lights over here. And the center over here will actually be the ceiling fan.
This previously, you can see from the structure, right, whatever is remaining, it was all a wall with an arched lintel, so we basically took away everything. So to open up the 2 spaces.
To pull off the job well, an eye for detail and space vision are important traits to an interior designer.
We come weekly, at least several times. Maybe not just myself, but my colleagues Damien and Dennis will come here because they're doing the project management. What's interesting is because we obviously have a pitch roof, we have a pitch ceiling for the attic, and this drain that you see here is something that we tore our wall so that we would combine 2 rooms into 1, so to make a larger space. So this is actually the master suite. And then this staircase that we just came up from, we're going to basically seal it up so that instead of having a corridor, which is a redundant space up here, we're going to cannibalize the whole thing and incorporate it into 1 much larger space. I would like to create a real team. And that's why the company is called Legacy Interiors actually, because it was actually set up to provide a platform for younger designers. Like I myself was one, and I felt the real lack of support. So most of the people that are now working with me were my students. In fact, the business and the company wouldn't have grown and flourished and been what it is today without the students and the friends that I made along the way. I didn't go into teaching to actually become a designer and then poach all my students in. As it turned out, when I decided to finally take this full time, the stars aligned and people that I invested in earlier came back to kind of be part of the team. So there's something that I really truly enjoy because the relationship has been built over several years and for some of the earlier batches, a decade. So these are really like family. When we work as a team, we learn to value one another, we learn to support one another, we learn to fight well as well and disagree well. And that's where I think you get the challenges and the exercise and the encouragement to fully become who we are called to be for designers. So my world is not a singular word. Really, the company wouldn't exist without the rest of them. So they actually really are the additional part of my world.
From conceptualizing, sketching, sourcing for materials to site visits, each stage of interior designing is well thought out and executed. And this is not a one-man job. It involves the hard work and efforts of a group of tightly knitted individuals to create a personalized space for each of their clients.
This is my world, how about yours?